Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna. Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Ananta Dev, Prahlad Narasimha, Jaya Ananta Dev. Kamalavare Nakha Madhuta Shringa Lalita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare, Jaya Jagadisha Hare. Kamalavare Hiranyakashipu Tanu Bringa Adrita Narahari Rupa. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhupada, Jaya. Shirnam Sankirtanam ki. Okay. Supposed to discuss from Narasimha Leela. So I have just chosen one verse in this recite that. Little visibility. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th Canto, 9th chapter, 43rd verse. Namo tujhe paradurate vaitaranyas Tadviragaya namaha amritamagna chitta Sochetato vimuka chetasa indriyartha Maya sukaya bharamutvahato vimudha Naivo tujhe paradurate vaitaranya Madhviragaya namaha amritamagna chitta सोचेततो विमुखचेतस इन्द्रियार्था माया सुखाय भरमुद्भवतो विमूढाय नैवोद्विजय परदुरत्ये वैतरण्या तद्वीरगाय नमः व्रतमग्नचित्ता सोचेततो विमुखचेतस इन्द्रियार्था माया सुखाय भरमुद्भवतो विमूढाय. One Prabhu and one Mataji. नैवो द्विजय परदुरत्य वैतरण्या तद्वीरगाय नमः व्रतमग्नचित्ता विमुखचेतस इन्द्रियार्था कायवरमुद्भतो हि मूढा. Mataji, somebody? What is that? Okay. नैवो द्विजय परदुरत्य वैतरण्यास् तद्वीरगाय नमः व्रतमग्नचित्ता सोचेततो विमुखचेतस इन्द्रियार्था माया सुखाय भरमुद्भवतो विमूढा. Synonyms: na, not, eva, certainly, udvije, I am disturbed or afraid, para, O Supreme, Duratyaya, insurmountable or very difficult to cross. Vaitaranya, of the Vaitarani, the river of the material world. Tadvirya, of your Lordship's glories and activities. Gayana, from chanting or distributing. Mahamrita, in the great ocean of nectarian spiritual bliss. Magna Chitta, whose consciousness is absorbed. Soche, I am simply lamenting. Tata, from that. Vimuka Chetasa, the fools and rascals who are bereft of Krishna consciousness. Indriyartha, in sense gratification. Maya Sukhaya, for temporary, illusory happiness. Bharam, the false burden of responsibility of maintaining one's family, society and nation and elaborate arrangements for that purpose. Udvahata, who are lifting by making grand plans for this arrangement. Vimudhan, although all of them are nothing but fools and rascals. I am thinking of them also. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, C.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence, for wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. Purport. Throughout the entire world, everyone is making big plans to adjust the miseries of the material world. And this is true at present, in the past, and in the future. Nonetheless, although they make elaborate political, social, and cultural plans, they have all been described herein as vimuda, fools. The material world has been described in Bhagavad Gita as dukkhalayam asashvatam, temporary and miserable. But these fools are trying to turn the material world into sukhalayam, a place of happiness, not knowing how everything acts by the arrangement of material nature, which works in her own way. prakrite kriyamani gune karmani sarvashah ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Okay? The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself to be the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by nature. There is a plan for material nature, personally known as Durga, to punish the demons. Although the asuras, the godless demons, struggle for existence, they are directly attacked by the goddess Durga, who is well equipped with 10 hands with different types of weapons to punish them. She is carried by her lion carrier, or the modes of passion and ignorance. Everyone struggles very hard to fight through the modes of passion and ignorance and conquer material nature. But at the end, everyone is vanquished by nature's laws. There is a river known as Vaitarani between the material and spiritual worlds, and one must cross this river to reach the other side, or the spiritual world. This is an extremely difficult task. As the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratteya. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. The same word Duratteya, meaning very difficult, is used here. Therefore, one who cannot surpass the stringent laws of material nature except by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Nonetheless, although all materialists are baffled in their plans, they try again and again to become happy in this material world. Therefore, they have been described as Vimuda, first-class fools. As for Prahlad Maharaj, he was not at all unhappy, for although he was in the material world, he was full of Krishna consciousness. Those who are Krishna conscious trying to serve the Lord are not unhappy, whereas one who has no assets in Krishna consciousness and is struggling for existence is not only foolish but extremely unhappy also. Prahlad Maharaj was happy and unhappy simultaneously. He felt happiness and transcendental bliss because of his being Krishna conscious, yet he felt great unhappiness for the fools and rascals who make elaborate plans to be happy in this material world. Humagyanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyamadi Paschatya Shatarine Namo Mahamadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshnaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swaminiti Namine Namashari Padaya Nitaya Kripa Pradayane Urakata Dhamanaya Nagaragaram Dharine Mukham Karoti Vachalam Bhangam Langayate Girim Yatkripadam Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Meshwaram. Thank you very much for joining us today for the Sunday Feast class. I think all devotees enjoy today morning association of His Grace Vyasacharya Prabhu. So he has been one of my role models. Since my second year I know him, in the sense that he had taken the one Sankalpa camp. Okay? Hare Krishna. So this particular verse over here, Nevo Tije Paradvratta Vaitaranyas. Okay? So long back when I was in my PDC, first time when I got to see His Grace Vaisheshik Prabhu, that time he spoke on this verse. My first darshan of Prabhuji that time. Okay? So Prabhuji told that this verse actually epitomizes Prabhupada's mood. Okay? So just like Prahlad Maharaj here, okay, is not at all concerned about himself, but he is concerned about everyone else. Okay? The same way Prabhupada also, he epitomized this mood that one should not be just concerned about his own spiritual life, okay? But should be wanting the name and fame of the Lord to spread, and at the same time one's own realization to deepen also. Okay? Prahlad Maharaj as such is like our role model in ISKCON. Okay? Many Bhagavatam characters are there, okay? But Prahlad Maharaj stands exception because of this one main quality, that he is not only concerned about himself, but he is concerned about everybody else also. Okay? Yeah. So in devotional service, as one progresses and as one does whatever is there, Ado Shraddha, Bhajan Kriya, Sadhu Sangha, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Okay? So as one is progressing on that, then naturally as one is chanting the name of the Lord, okay? Then one naturally gets the desire to make sure that everyone else also chants. Okay? Because that is what is the desire of the Lord. Okay? So Ishopanishad mentions that the living entity and the Lord become one. Okay? Become one in the sense they become one in consciousness. Okay? So the living entity as such becomes very much desirous to serve the Lord. Okay? So there is a competition between the two. Okay? The Lord is wanting to increase the devotee's glories, and the devotee is trying to increase the Lord's glories. In that sense they become one over there. So as one's consciousness becomes purified, so this is natural desire arises in the heart to increase the Lord's glories. Okay? So this was true for Prahlad Maharaj also, this was true for our Prabhupada also. Okay? So Prabhupada also at the prime of his old age, okay, without any support, without any kind of assistance or whatever for that matter, okay, single, he just traveled all the way from India to America. Okay? This is not such an easy task. Okay? Only when we become 70 years old or more than that, then we can have some realization. Okay? What does it take to board a ship, which he never traveled by ship. It was not like Prabhupada's regular affair to travel by ships. Okay? That was the first time he traveled. So first time he traveled and went over there to fulfill the mission of his spiritual master. Okay? So when great souls as such, they see any conditioned souls over here, as Prabhupada is writing, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvashaha Ahankara Vimudatma Kartahamiti Manyate. Okay? So everybody here in this material world is fooled by the three modes of material nature. Okay? Once Prabhupada gave a very beautiful analogy. I think I would have repeated it sometimes, but again I'll repeat that. It gives a lot of awakening, those who hear it first time, or at least for myself, I feel more awakened when I hear it again and again. Prabhupada once was, he was writing his books in Vrindavan, early morning hours. Okay? So that time one bird used to come and all the time it was disturbing. Okay? Chun, 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 that sound it was making. Okay? So it was trying to make one nest in one hole that was there in the wall. Okay? Just like you have triangle holes, in village you will find that. They keep either lamp or it is like a hole through the wall through which light comes. Okay? So Prabhupada was trying to write the books, and this bird was trying to come and make a nest over there. Okay? That is, it was making the nest, it was making that sound. Chun, 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 chun. Okay? So Prabhupada was feeling very disturbed to write. Okay? So he told his assistant that this bird is making such kind of sound, I'm feeling very disturbed. Okay? Please do something about it. Okay? So that time he just removed the nest and just shoot the bird away. Okay? But again next day again it came, again it was making the nest over there, bringing all the twigs and putting it and making the nest. Okay? And Prabhupada again told him, do something about it. Okay? So this time what he did, he removed the nest, cleared all of it altogether, okay? Took a paper, large paper, made it into a ball, fixed that ball into that hole only. Okay? But still the bird again came next day. Okay? Again came next day and again it was trying to pluck out that paper ball, that sound it was making. Okay? Finally it was helpless, it was not able to make anything, then it just went away from there. Okay? Where Prabhupada made a remarkable observation. Okay? The bird as such was not able to realize or understand only that some third party, somebody else was coming and spoiling all its plans, which it was making for a permanent settlement over there. Okay? Same way, human beings in this material world, they don't get to understand only how the three modes of material nature are acting and just spoiling all their plans for sense enjoyment. Okay? So when the great souls as such, they see conditioned souls suffering in this material world, engulfed by Maya. Okay? So they feel very pity in their heart. They naturally feel somehow or the other to help them. Okay? Because it is the Lord's desire. Okay? Every living entity is Lord's child. So in that sense, they want to help everyone else also. Okay? Get the Lord's mercy over there. So Prabhupada, when he was there in New York, okay, he came on the street over there. He was looking at the street. Okay? People were like going in cars here, there. It was moving like so fast. Okay? So when Prabhupada saw that, he was crying tears. Looking at that only, he was crying tears. Okay? Prakriti kriyamanani guni karmani sarvasha ahankara vimuratma ahankara. All that car was moving over there. Ahankara vimuratma kardahamiti manyati. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj also, because he is completely situated in pure Krishna consciousness. Okay? So he was also naturally feeling his heart becoming very soft. Okay? And this was his only concern, that everybody as such takes to Krishna consciousness and gets his heart purified, and leaves this material existence altogether. Okay? So that was his pure desire, because of which that was the only reason why he wanted to live. Okay? Everybody in this material world, they are involved in karma. Okay? Karma is not just work. Karma is they are forced to work. They are forced to slog, for that matter. Okay? So when the living entity becomes Bahirmukh of the Supreme Lord, okay, when he turns away from the Supreme Lord, wanting to enjoy separately, that time he doesn't work. He has to slog like anything. Okay, he slog like anything, for that matter. That is why it's addressed as karma bandhan. Okay, karma bandhan in the sense, person as such is forced to slog like anything. Okay, if you look at the people in the material world, okay, so when they look at devotees, they feel very surprised. Okay, how is it here? They look so calm, they look so gentle. What is it they are doing, because of which they are doing that? Because they can't think of something like that only. Okay? Because they are forced to, they are forced by material energy to keep slogging like anything. So in the great souls basically look at this site, they understand that there is something very, very pathetic. Okay? Wasting the whole human form of life into just working like cats and dogs with no purpose, with no sense of goal of life, etc., etc. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj also here specifically brings out this consciousness that he possesses in his heart. And we also as devotees, we have to ask ourselves, okay, when we say we are progressing in Krishna consciousness and all, how much is this anxiety actually building in our heart? Okay? If it is not building in our own heart, how much is the anxiety building in our heart to at least assist those who have this in their hearts? To have compassion for somebody else is a very high platform. Okay? But there are so many great souls, previous acharyas and all, who had that compassion. Okay? How much are we at least eager to assist them? Okay? That eagerness is the measure of our advancement. Okay? If that eagerness is not built over time in our hearts, then we can understand something is wrong. Okay? Either in our practice or our conception of devotional service, understanding of scriptures, understanding the conclusion of scriptures, etc., etc. Okay? In the case of Prahlad Maharaj, his consciousness was very special. I'll just show you something. Okay? Just read some 2-3 purports which are very crucial in this direction. Okay? This is 7.4.31, 7th canto. Brahmanya Shila Sampanna Satya Sambhajitendriya Atma Sarvabhutana Ekapaya Swardhana Dasavatsanna Taryandri Pitravaddhina Vatsana Bhratravatsadrisha Snigdha Gurusu Eshwar Bhavana Vidyata Rupa Jannatyo Manastanda Vivarjita. Okay? Yeah. So these are his qualities, what Prahlad Maharaj actually possessed. Okay? So he was a Brahmanya Shila Sampanna. Okay? So although he was born in the family of demons, okay, still he had the qualities of the topmost of the Brahmana. is something worthy to meditate upon, because sometimes we get demoralized. Okay? That I had so and so situations in my life. My upbringing was like this, or my current situations are like this, or my past was like that, my birth was like that, etc., etc. Okay? But Prahlad Maharaj, it begins with that, Brahmanya Shila Sampanna. Okay? So Bhagavatam brings this out specifically to tell that whatever be the past, okay, pure bhakti, pure devotional service has enough of power to transform anybody in this material world. Only that pure faith is required. If that pure faith is not there, then bhakti doesn't act. The qualities of Maharaj Prahlad, the son of Hiranyakashipu, are described herewith. He is completely cultured as a qualified Brahmana, having very good character and being determined to understand the absolute truth. Okay? He had full control of his senses and mind. Like the super soul, he was kind to every living entity and was the best friend of everyone. To respectable persons, he acted exactly like a menial servant. To the poor, he was like a father. To his equal, he was attached like a sympathetic brother. And he considered his teachers, spiritual masters, and older God brothers to be as good as the Supreme Personality of God. Okay? He was completely free from unnatural pride that might have arisen from his good education, riches, beauty, aristocracy, and so on. Okay? All these are he is staying amongst demons. Okay? Please try to understand. He possessed all these qualities. Okay? Like the super soul, he was kind to every living entity and was the best friend of everyone. Okay? To respectable persons, he acted exactly like a menial servant. Okay? To the poor, he was like a father. To his equals, he was attached like a sympathetic brother. And he considered his teachers, spiritual masters, and older God brothers to be as good as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay? So these are very unique qualities of Prahlad Maharaj. Okay? So why I am reading this? Because naturally what happens when we start growing in devotional service, okay, these are the things that should happen. Okay? The kind of respect that we have for anybody in the association of devotees multiplies like anything. Multiplies like anything. Okay? In one more verse it is described that Prahlad Maharaj never distinguished somebody as a friend and somebody as an enemy. Okay? He always considered everyone to be equal. Okay? So he tells his father, don't consider somebody to be your friend, somebody to your enemy. Okay? Make your mind equipoise, for that will qualify you to achieve the lotus feet of the Lord. Okay? So we also have to think, have we understood who is our friend, who is our enemy? Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj understood that his only enemies are there within. Okay? There are no enemies without as such. So his enemy is within in the sense, because Prabhupada said that every living entity who is there interacting with us, whether they do good or bad, apparently. Okay? All that good or bad, Prabhupada said that they are just instruments of our own karma. Okay? So let's say somebody is harming us, that's the instrument of our own karma that is coming and hitting us back. Okay? So if we consider them to be our enemies, that is like foolishness. Then we just show that we are foolish, we don't know what is the law of karma, what are scriptures teaching us, etc., etc. Okay? But Prahlad Maharaj, he understood this fact. That is why he never considered anybody to be a friend, anybody to an enemy. Okay? So we only possess these 6 enemies, lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, and delusion. Okay? As of now, in the world, there are so many wars happening. Okay? Some wars are anticipated to happen, some wars are happening. Okay? So everybody is involved in this consciousness only. Somebody is considering somebody to be friend, somebody to be enemy. Okay? But true Krishna consciousness actually begins when we understand that not that the world is at war at some particular instant of time. Okay? Basically, the living entity is at war in this material world every moment. Okay? Every moment we are at war with these 6 enemies. Okay? They are plundering all our resources. Okay? The most precious resource is this human form of life. Okay? And when a person as such loses himself to these 6 enemies, okay, he is plundered very badly. Okay? Then as such again, he has to take rebirth, again suffer because of these 6 enemies, continues for that matter. Okay? So these 6 enemies are very, very dangerous. Okay? In the material world, how it happens when a person considers somebody to be a friend, somebody to an enemy, they are maybe separated by geographical boundaries, or maybe some compound wall is there, etc., etc. Some separation is there. Okay? But these enemies are so dangerous that they are within the living entity only. They are within us only over there. But Prahlad Maharaj actually understood this fact. Okay? So he never considered anybody else to be his friend and somebody else to be his enemy, etc., etc. Okay? He always knew that these 6 enemies are the actual enemies. These 6 enemies are the actual enemies we need to fight. Okay? That is why whomever he dealt with, he dealt with a great sense of compassion. He dealt with a great sense of compassion. Okay? So in the 9th canto of Bhagavatam, I'll just show the verse. Just give me a minute. Okay. The 9th canto. You describe what is the quality, of a person, who topmost quality of a devotee. Okay. Anybody knows what is the topmost quality of a devotee? Huh? Okay. Think you didn't understand we'll read this translation, then you can understand the question what I meant. Okay? Yeah. Read this first. Okay. Shaya rachate Lakshmi. Okay, 9:15:40, 9.15.40. Okay. Shivaya rochate Lakshmi Rameshware yata prabhu Samiyamasu bhagavan Tashyate haririshvara. Okay. The duty of a Brahmana is to culture the quality of forgiveness which is illuminating like the sun. The Supreme Personality of Godhead Hari is pleased with those who are forgiving. Okay? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is pleased with those who are forgiving. Read the purport. Different personalities become beautiful by possessing different qualities. Chanakya Pandit says that the cuckoo bird, although very black, is beautiful because of its sweet voice. Similarly, a woman becomes beautiful by her chastity and faithfulness to her husband. And an ugly person becomes beautiful when he becomes a learned scholar. In the same way, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Sudras become beautiful by their qualities. Brahmanas are beautiful when they are forgiving. Kshatriyas when they are heroic, never retreat from fighting. Vaishyas when they enrich cultural activities and protect cows. And Shudras when they are faithful in the discharge of their duties, pleasing to their masters. Thus everyone becomes beautiful by his special qualities. And the special quality of a Brahmana as described here is forgiveness. Yes, forgiveness. Okay. Prahlad Maharaj as such, okay, although he was surrounded by demons, okay, who all the time as such were, if you look at his own father for that matter, okay, he is blaspheming the Lord, he is talking ill things about the Lord, okay, and he is doing so many wrong things to Prahlad Maharaj. Okay. Of course, in the photos we see that Prahlad Maharaj is thrown in a pit of snakes, okay, he is thrown in fire, he is thrown from the cliff. Okay. Then if you read Bhagavatam at the end, it is described, there are so many other things done which cannot be written over here also. Okay. So child abuse, the limit of child abuse, for that matter. Prabhuji was telling morning time. Okay. So Prahlad Maharaj underwent all of that, okay, but his heart was always filled with forgiveness for everybody. Okay. So he never had any kind of grudges or curses, be it towards his father or anybody else also who were helping his father throw him on the cliff, etc., etc. Okay. We never had any kind of grudges towards them. Okay. So that is the quality of a devotee. Okay. Of course, we are not expected to imitate Prahlad Maharaj, but surely we should meditate on him. Okay. To the degree we meditate on his great qualities, to that degree actually we can imbibe it over time. Okay. So this forgiveness is not like what we understand it to be. Okay. Forgiveness in this world is understood that okay, somebody comes and tells, okay, I'm really sorry, I did this to you, and you just say okay, no problem. Okay. And as you are leaving that place, then you are remembering everything. Whole relay is going on. He did this, he did that, etc., etc., back and forth. Okay. Forgiveness is basically understanding the fact that most probably if I was there in his position, I would have also done the same thing. Okay. The mistakes, whatever he did to me, same mistakes I might also commit to somebody else also. Okay. Basically, this is what is forgiveness. Okay. And Prahlad Maharaj as such was firmly fixed in that. Okay. He understood whatever is happening by the will of the Lord only. Okay. And just my own karma is coming back. Maybe it is coming back through this person, or maybe it is coming back through that person, etc., etc. Okay. But at the end of the day, I am only responsible for whatever is happening in the material world to me. Okay. So because of this kind of a consciousness, he was always a well-wisher. Okay. He had never, his heart was never filled with any kind of grudges, any kind of negativity, any kind of cursing, etc., etc. Okay. In the material world, this is what is the problem. Okay. People consider somebody to be friend, somebody to be an enemy. Okay. Friend in the sense, okay, somebody appreciates me, he is a very good friend of mine. Okay. But if somebody comes and tells, Prabhu, you did this, very nice as such, when we him consider to be our very good friend, very best friend for that matter. Okay? Today he chanted his rounds very properly. Okay? That is why Krishna is giving him true knowledge, by which he is able to recognize my glories as such. No? That is how we end up seeing in the material world. But actually Prahlad Maharaj is not like that. Okay? He considered everybody the instrument of the Supreme Lord only. Okay? In the beginning stages, at least we should understand that whatever comes is my own karma. Okay? But the devotees as such who are on the stage of Prahlad Maharaj, they understand that whatever happens in the material world is happening by the will of the Lord only. Okay? The Supreme Lord is my loving Father. He will not do anything wrong to me. Okay? He is my loving friend. Okay? How can a loving friend as such hurt me? How can a loving friend as such abuse me? Okay? Whereas the question of him even desiring to destroy me as such. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj was always very consciously and very deeply situated in this consciousness. That is why even when he is speaking to his father, okay, generally in this world when we do some harm to somebody, okay, when you go and say sorry and all, he is having a little bit of anger also when some reciprocation is there, okay, or some little bit of reluctance, etc., etc. Okay. But when Prahlad Maharaj as such is speaking to father, he is speaking with great reverence. Okay. He is speaking with great sense of responsibility. He is speaking with great sense of compassion. Okay. There is no sense of pride. There is no sense of resistance in his heart. There is no sense of anger, etc., etc. Okay. So we can learn from Prahlad Maharaj that that this body is temporary. Okay. Situations in this world are temporary. Okay. Basically, we can dictate or change our consciousness. Okay? We can't change the situations of this world. Okay? That is what is under our control. Okay? More we actually do the effort of transforming or changing our consciousness, to that degree basically we become empowered in our own lives. Okay? To the degree we try to change the situations of this world, just the lust and greed in our heart goes on multiplying. Okay? Because one situation we try to handle, some other situation starts bothering us. Okay? One situation we change, then some other situation comes. Okay? So that is what is the material world. Keep changing. Okay? Change is the only constant over here. Okay? The only constant in the material world is the change. Okay? You are in one situation, that situation changes, you are put in another situation. So Prahlad Maharaj as such, he understood trying to fight this change is a waste of time. Okay? You can't do much about it. Okay? That is why he understood the only thing I can do is to love and serve my loving Supreme Lord. Okay? And he was always focused or drenched in that consciousness. Focused or drenched. That is why what we read over here, the Lord as such is very, very pleased, is very, very happy with those who are forgiving. Okay? With those who are very forgiving. That is why in the history you will see that, that so many devotees are attacked, so many devotees as such are physically attacked and all. You never find them having any kind of grudges and all. Okay? Because their fixity of consciousness was very high. They understood in this context as such I should manifest forgiveness in my heart. Okay? This forgiveness will please the Lord more, okay, than taking to arms and ammunitions and shooting some fellows, okay, who have done something wrong to me. Okay? Because as I said, we are not expected to imitate, but we are expected to meditate on this personality. In this world, everybody, it's a tit for a tat, okay? An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That is what is the consciousness of materialism. Okay? But only as devotees, when we portray a higher level of consciousness, then we can expect the world to change. Okay? If we as devotees we also are thinking of tit for a tat, tooth for a tooth, eye for an eye, then the whole world will be blind only because of that. Prahlad Maharaj actually as such, he personified what is real love. Okay? In this material world, if you happen to see what is portrayed as love, it's a superficial bodily attraction. Okay? So many love stories and all are talked about. Okay? One boy was there, he was attracted to a very beautiful girl. Okay? Then the boy as such goes and proposes to the girl rejects. Okay? As soon as she rejects as such, all love as such evaporates. As such. Okay? Then he is very determined to take some acid, throw it on her face or on her legs or her body, etc., etc. So there was no love at all in that sense. Even marriages also nowadays, sometimes things are so superficial. Like recently, my father was sharing one incident. This marriage took place, okay? And something happened as such. Okay? After the marriage, the girl as such was attacked by fits. Okay? Since person becomes immovable and If it's let like that only, people can become mostly paralyzed also, if I'm not wrong. Okay? So she had this kind of a disability or medical condition, okay, before her marriage only. Okay? Somehow in the context of marriage and all, either this detail was withheld or was not revealed to the boys' party. Okay? So as soon as this first attack happened, then they examined, they got to know that this detail was not revealed before the marriage. Okay? And people as such have become so dharmic, so adharmic, they have lost a sense of what is right, what is wrong. Okay? So they decided, just because this detail as such is not revealed, they decided to break the marriage only over. And this boy, if you look at the marriage photos and all thrill is going on over there. Boy, girl are coming, they're standing in this angle, that angle. Photographer is like sweating like anything to take photos over there. Okay? But as soon as some detail as such which was not known, they get to know each other party, then they want to break the marriage only. Same in my own relatives, far relatives. Okay? The boy had some mental disability. Okay? So he used to take some heavy medication because of which to keep himself calm. Okay? Then the girl discovered this after marriage, okay? That so and so boy, that he had this mental disability and it was not revealed. Okay? Then again want to break the marriage there only. So the love that is there in this material world, it's very superficial, it's very temporary for that matter. Okay? Even the duty that comes with the bond of marriage, that also people don't want to observe. Okay? So we have to understand what Prahlad Maharaj here is displaying, that is actually real love. That is actually real love. Okay? If you see his father as such is doing so many things to him. Okay? He is not forget having fits or mental disability and all. He is throwing the son in situations where he will become paralyzed only over there. Okay? He is doing everything by he is putting him in a pit of snakes, throwing him in fire, everything for that matter, unimaginable things. Okay? Making elephants to stamp him, etc., etc. Okay? Basically, in today's time, earlier times it used to be like elephants used to be there everywhere. Okay? They used to be coming in the village, going. And maybe here and there these kind of incidents used to happen. People used to get trampled by elephants and all. Okay? Nowadays we don't get to see this only, or nowadays we don't get to hear this only. Okay? That is why, as I am telling that Prahlad Maharaj was trampled by elephants, nothing as such much happens to us. Okay? Trampled by elephants, elephant was there, it came, trampled. That cartoon, we think some cartoon was there. Okay? We can't even imagine the kind of fear one will encounter if he is trampled by elephants. Okay? Same way in villages and all, it's very common that somebody is bit by a scorpion, somebody is bit by snake bites and all. Okay? Of course, a lot of things are done after that. Okay? Here you imagine he's thrown in a pit of snakes only. Okay? But we are not bothered. Okay, thrown in a pit of snakes. Snakes were there. They came, they crawled, and photos were taken, and that got populated on social network. Nothing more than that. Okay? Very drastic scenario. Okay? But in all of those situations, he's never having any kind of grudges towards his father. Okay? He's just having his well wishes. Okay? In those situations also, he's just glorifying the Lord, just remembering the Lord, just praying for his father, praying for all those people who are doing that to him, etc., etc. So this is real love. So real love can only come into picture when the Supreme Lord is there. Okay? If not anything else for that matter that exists. Okay? Prabhupada said the drop of love that Krishna has towards us, that is actually one drop of that comparison of that ocean of love that Krishna has is the love that exists between the mother and the child. Okay? In this material world. Okay? Because the relationship that exists between the mother and the child is very selfless. It is said that if adult as such, all his bones are broken. Okay? The kind of pain that the adult experiences when all his bones are broken, that is the pain a mother experiences when the mother is giving birth to the child. Okay? That is why that love is very, very selfless. Okay? After that, no mother in this world has any contract. Okay, this child will grow up, then he'll earn 1 lakh per month. In that 60,000 will be mine, etc., etc. There is no kind of a contract that the mother makes with the child. That is why that love is considered very, very selfless. But even that love also is just compared to one drop of the love that Krishna has for us. One drop of the ocean of love that Krishna has for us. Okay? So spiritual science or spiritual practice basically means how much are we actually able to understand, how much are we able to acknowledge, how much are we able to reciprocate this love that Krishna is bestowing on us. So Prahlad Maharaj stands as a personification of that. Okay? Because Prahlad Maharaj, he realized or he experienced this love coming from the Supreme Lord. That is why when his father as such was putting him in these kind of situations, his heart was very calm. Okay? He never had any kind of grudges or he never had any kind of, revenge mentality, etc., etc. He was just wishing well for the whole world over there, whole world. Okay, that is why here, as such, he was personifying what real love was. Okay, initially, as I said, he never differentiated friends and enemies. Okay, so in this material world, we should understand. As soon as you differentiate somebody to be our friend, somebody to be our enemy, then we are going very, very far away, okay, from loving Krishna. Okay? Krishna as such loves those who are very forgiving in their hearts. To the degree basically we have manifested this sense of forgiveness in our own hearts, to that degree basically Krishna's love is manifested. Okay? But if the very fact we are considering somebody to our friend, somebody to our enemy, then nothing as such has come. Okay? No sense of forgiveness, etc., etc. Okay? Because this world is as Bhakti Thakur used to say, vanchat vanchit sampradaya. Okay? Sampradaya of cheaters and cheated. In this material world, one living entity is cheating another, and the other living entity is cheated, and next after some time this living entity will cheat the others over there. Okay? It is just back and forth. It is like business only. Just like in business, goods and commodities. Maharaj's speech, if you consider, it was very, very persuasive. Okay? It was very, very, not just persuasive, it was very divinely persuasive. Okay? If you hear Prabhupada lectures, you will see that. Okay? Nowhere Prabhupada as such is very, very demanding. Okay? You should do this. No, I am your guru, I am your spiritual master, I am the founder Acharya. You must do this. Nowhere you will see Prabhupada actually talking like this. Okay? Every time, everywhere, Prabhupada as such is very, very persuasive. Okay? He is telling everybody, please take to Krishna consciousness. Every living entity as such who doesn't serve Krishna, worship Krishna, he suffers like again anything in the material world. Okay? Don't be miserly with this material happiness. Experience real happiness. Experience true happiness in service to the Lord. In reciprocation with the Lord. Okay? So Prabhupada as such was very, very divinely persuasive. Same way Prahlad Maharaj also, if you happen to see, okay? His interactions, his consciousness was so spiritually enriched, okay, that anybody who came in contact with him, they became devotee. Okay? They just became devotee over there. He didn't have to speak philosophy elaborately, or he didn't have to tell everything for that matter. Okay? They just fell in love with Prahlad Maharaj and they just wanted to do whatever he told them to do. That was how his dealings were. In fact, Rahugana in this verse, okay? I just show the verse. Come. Yeah. Okay. Adbhutam tak charanambhajarenubhir hatam haso bhaktiradhoksa jemana murtikādyasya samāgamakchame So recently we were studying this section Bhagavatam, 5th canto. Okay? It's very interesting in translation. Okay? When I read that, it was something very awakening for me. Okay? It was not at all wonderful that simply by being covered by the dust of your lotus feet, one immediately attains the platform of pure devotional service to Adoksaja, which is not available even to great demigods like Brahma. Okay? Then this king Rahugana is telling Jadabharat, okay? By associating with you just for a moment, okay, I am now freed from all argument, false prestige and lack of discrimination, which are the roots of entanglement in the material world. Now I am free from all these problems. Okay? So I am telling this here, okay, this specific word over here. Okay? So he is freed from all kinds of argumentation. Okay? Argumentation. Okay? So here what is the awakening part was, as soon as we get into argumentative kind of a conversation, okay, which Prahlad Maharaj was not doing, okay, as soon as the person gets into argumentative conversation, he is going into Maya over there. Okay, that is what is written over there. By associating with you just for a moment, I am now freed from all argument, false prestige and lack of discrimination, which are the roots of entanglement in the material world. Okay, so somebody wants to spoil his chanting, somebody wants to spoil his consciousness, somebody wants to spoil his sleep also for that matter. Okay, this is the best way, get into argumentation. Okay, if you look at Prahlad Maharaj, he had all opportunities. Okay, he was always surrounded by demons. His father as such was cursing him, he was cursing the Supreme Lord, everything for that matter. Okay, but you will not find a single context where he is becoming very argumentative. Okay, in fact his words are so penetrating, his words are so convincing, his realizations are so deep, that his father also as such is very, very surprised. Very, very surprised. Okay? In fact, when Prahlad Maharaj, you just look at this verse here. Sri Prahlada Uvacha Uramaraye Tatte Uradeshaneshwara Yad Anandat Pitane Purmat Vidvamstajayeshwaram. Okay, so this is the translation. I think all of you understood what is this. Okay? This is that verse where Prahlad Maharaj is asking for a vara, benediction. Oh Supreme Lord, because you are merciful to the fallen souls, I ask you for only one benediction. I know that my father at the time of death had already been purified by your glance upon him. But because of his ignorance of your beautiful power and supremacy, he was unnecessarily angry at you, falsely thinking that you are the killer of his brother. Thus he directly blasphemed your lordship, the spiritual master of all living beings, and committed heavily sinful activities directed against me, your devotee. I wish that he be excused for these sinful activities. Okay? But what I was surprised was the purport over here, what Prabhupada writes. Okay? Although Hiranyakashipu was purified as soon as he came in contact with the Lord's lap and the Lord saw him, Prahlad Maharaj still wanted to hear from the Lord's own mouth that his father had been purified by the Lord's causeless mercy. Prahlad Maharaj offered this prayer to the Lord for the sake of his father. First part. Okay? As a Vaishnava son, despite all inconveniences imposed upon by his father, he could not forget his father's affection. Okay? He could not forget his father's affection. Okay? So point is, although Hiranyakashipu as such hated Prahlad Maharaj for his Krishna Bhakti, still because Prahlad Maharaj was so sweet, still he showered affection on him. Still he was forced to shower affection on him. Okay? So this is what is the quality of a devotee. Okay? Even those people who hate a devotee, okay, at the end of the day still their heart will be very soft towards him. At the end of the day still their heart will be very soft towards him. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj's speech was like that. Okay? His speech was never agitating. His speech as such brought a divinity in the other person also. Okay? Although he was a demon, Hiranyakashipu was such a demon. Okay? All of us, anybody here, let's say we are asked to cut a goat or cut a chicken or throw a chicken into a fire or take some cat or dog or throw into a fire, our hands will shiver, it will shake like anything. Okay? So you can imagine how hard-hearted Hiranyakashipu will be. Okay? He tortured sadhus, he killed the cows, he turned the laws of karma upside down. Okay? Somebody who does bad, he will go to heavenly planets. Anybody who does any good, like charity, he gives money for building temple, he will go to hell only. As such. You turn the laws upside down. Okay? So you can imagine how hard-hearted he will be. Okay? But even such a hard-hearted person, his heart got filled with affection. His heart got filled with affection. Okay? So that is why in ISKCON, Prahlad Maharaj is a perfect role model. Okay? Because ours is a preaching movement, you will meet all these kind of personalities. Okay? Those people will cheat you, those people, they might physically abuse you also, etc., etc. Okay? If we actually imbibed, when we call ourselves followers of Prabhupada, this is how we should reciprocate with them. Okay? Our reciprocation should be such that, people lose their heart as such. They just fall in love with the devotional service and devotees over there. Okay? It happened with one Sri Vaishnava Acharya. He says that he describes the glories of the Lord, but something little different in what we are discussing. Okay? So this was a Vedanta Desika. Okay? So he was looking at a hunter. Okay? So this hunter, what he had done, he had captured some rabbits. Okay? And all these rabbits and all, he had tied them at their neck. Okay? And somehow he had put them near to his pole over there. Okay? Then his hunter, he was just sitting at some place, or maybe he was doing something, building with his hand or something like that. Okay? At that point of time, Vedanta Desika is witnessing this scene. Okay? This hunter is sitting over there. Okay? Then one of the rabbits which was there, okay? This rabbit as such came close to the hunter's feet. Okay? It just started to lick the hunter's feet over there. Okay? Licking the hunter's feet, okay? And just trying to rub its body to hunter's feet over there. Okay? Then this hunter, cruel-hearted hunter, who was planning to take these rabbits, go cut them into pieces, cook their meat and eat. Okay? His heart was getting licked. Okay? Sorry, his feet was getting licked. Okay? But his heart got melted so much. He started to cry tears over there. Okay? Then he thought, array, this rabbit as such is taking shelter of me. How can I kill this rabbit? Then he just released the rabbits, all of the rabbits, one shot over there. Okay? So Vedanta Desika, when he was looking at this scene, he started to cry tears only. He was starting to imagine, if this cruel-hearted hunter can be like this, who was planning to cut this rabbits and all of that, what to speak of you, my Supreme Lord, who is so kind? Why will you not forgive me over there? Although I am hard-hearted, I am having no devotion in my heart, how will you will not forgive me? This hunter, if he is able to forgive this rabbit, why will you not forgive me? So, Vedanta Desika just started to cry tears, over there. So Prahlad Maharaj also, as I said in the beginning, the consciousness of a devotee becomes that of the Lord. Okay? So they also manifest the same sense of devotion, same sense of forgiveness, same sense of love that the Supreme Lord had towards all. Okay? So we also, when we call ourselves being in devotional service, practicing in devotional service, so this becomes our barometer. Okay? See, how is it, let's say some newcomer is coming to the movement, first time he is coming to the temple and all, to manifest kindness and all towards him will be very easy. Okay? But how much of sense of forgiveness are we actually manifesting to those devotees whom we interact on a daily basis, a regular basis? Okay? That is the actual test. That is the actual test. This test, first test and all, it's quite easy to pass. Okay? To go and preach to newcomers, etc., etc. Okay? That's why Prabhupada said, to keep a devotee in the movement, that is much, much more important to go and get some 10 new people from the outside world to become devotees over there. Because inside here, the fire is very high. Okay? You have to almost first understand Prahlad Maharaj and try to manifest these qualities very strongly in your heart. Okay? If not, people generally what happens, they resort to politics. Okay? They become insecure in their heart. Then they become biased, etc., etc. That is how people deal in this world. Okay? As soon in the material world, person starts to experience insecurity towards somebody else. Okay? Then he tries, either if he can harm him directly, he'll do that. Okay? If not, he'll try to do it indirectly. Okay? Try to do this, try to do that. Just like happens in the corporate world and all. No? Okay? People do this, do that, etc., etc. Okay? So in devotion service, we have to ask ourselves, okay, how much have we actually manifested this divine sense of compassion in our heart, especially towards devotees with whom we live. Okay? Because it's not so easy. Okay? Because every day as we pass, the same person whom we are living with, big question marks come up. Okay? I am also chanting Hare Krishna, he is also chanting Hare Krishna, he is also taking DT darshan, he is also taking prasad, but nothing is happening to him. Okay? Maybe he is not doing things right. Okay? But actually you should understand we are not doing things right. Okay? If we are doing things right, then this will not be our consciousness. It will be the other way around. It will be the other way around. Just like Prahlad Maharaj, nowhere you will find him cursing anybody. Okay? Although he is thrown in a pit of snakes, he is thrown in fire, everything is done, but he is not doing any of these. Yeah. Okay, almost the time is up, 12:40 or so. Are there any questions? Somebody has any questions or queries? What can be spoken in relation to Prahlad Maharaj, Lord Narsingh Dev, the surprises that happen in different contexts that come. Okay? They're very, very sweet. They're very, very nourishing. A lot of things to learn also. Okay? But time is limited. That's why I'm stopping here.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Very wonderful class. So here you're discussing about this Prahlad Maharaj being free from all kind of arguments. So generally we see that like Prahlad Maharaj, although he is not arguing with his parents, but he wants to do.
You turn the speaker. Turn the speaker. The echo is because it is.
So basically he is.
Speak.
He is doing whatever he likes to do. He is doing whatever he likes to do. But in our case, it happens opposite way. Like we do lot of arguments from our family members and all. But ultimately we do like whatever they want us to do. So is it like because of we don't have that firm faith in whatever process we are doing, and how to transition from this one?
Okay, if I understood your question rightly, okay. So Prahlad Maharaj was not argumentative and he was doing his Krishna consciousness. Okay? We become argumentative and we lose on our Krishna consciousness. What is the reason for that? That is the question? That is the question? Okay. Yeah, okay. See, in this world, how is it? In my best understanding, by nature, everyone wants to be very sincere. By nature, everyone wants to be sincere. Okay? Because purity is the natural quality of the soul. Okay? When the soul is pure, that is the only time it can be happy. Okay? As soon as the soul becomes impure, filled with anarthas and all, okay, then naturally a person experiences a lot of pain. This part understood? Okay? Anybody who is expressing anger, lust, envy and all, naturally is experiencing pain. Naturally is experiencing pain. Okay? First part. Okay? Secondly, when our consciousness gets purified, as it gets uplifted, then we can see this reality. We can see this reality. I'll give a simple example. Okay? Let's say somebody is coming to temple. Okay? He is donating 5 lakhs. What do you understand from this? Many things can be understood, but some particular understanding I am looking for. Yes, anybody? Huh? He is expecting something, giving 5 lakhs. To temple he will give? Mm-hmm. He is a charitable person, yes. Love the Supreme Lord so much, that is why he is giving, okay? He is experimenting with God, okay? Want something in return, okay? He can become a permanent donor, okay? Is that? Sorry, somebody said something? Great donor, okay. Of course, all whatever he said is true. What I was looking for was, okay, one point of time I was contemplating on this, I got some creative idea, okay? Person is donating 5 lakhs means he easily has 50 crores or 5 crores. Agree or no? If not, why will he donate? Same way, a person is giving you 10 units of pain. Okay? How much is he experiencing? How much is he experiencing?
5,000.
5,000. Somebody is giving you 10 units of pain means already 10,000 units of pain is there in his backing. Okay? Little bit is releasing with his mouth. He has 9 holes, but only mouth can come out. Little bit is coming there. Okay? So this reality you can see, provided devotion as such is manifest sufficiently over there. Understand? No? That is why, you read NOI or Bhagavad Gita and all, goodness is stressed. Okay? To the degree we develop goodness, to that degree basically, we can see things in reality. Then we can respond in a way that we can help the other person and help ourselves also. Okay? At least we can save ourselves and help the other person. Or at least we can save ourselves and save the other person. Okay? Recently I was reading 5th canto, very interesting statement. Okay? That is, Prabhupada writes, the first most important thing to develop mode of goodness. Anybody knows what is it? Huh? Attend Mangalarti, okay. Cleanliness. Follow superiors. Okay. Take bath, okay. There Prabhupada writes subordination to the Supreme Lord. All these are external habits. These are external habits. Okay. First, to the degree we subordinate to Krishna, okay, and that means other things also, subordinating to Guru, etc., etc. Okay. So to the degree we do that, then naturally goodness manifests. Okay. Then when goodness manifests, then we can see things in reality. Okay. Of course, Prahlad Maharaj is, as I said, we are not supposed to imitate him. But surely we are expected to meditate on him. Okay? More we meditate on him, more we understand what is the power of Bhagavatam, what it can bestow us. Okay? He is thrown in a pit of snakes, that much will not experience. Okay? He is thrown from a cliff, okay? That much will not experience. I mean, some little bit verbal, something might happen. Correct, no? Okay? So more we meditate on these personalities, we understand, my situation is not so bad. Okay? So Prahlad Maharaj prayed for the other person. Here at least I can do some effort to understand the other person. Okay. Did I answer your question? Okay. So specifically to say, as devotion manifests, okay, then naturally we get the strength to understand the other person, reciprocate in ways where we feel enriched and he also feels enriched. He also goes closer to Krishna, we also go closer to Krishna with that.
how do we practice forgiveness in our day-to-day life?
If you are a too aggressive person, you are facing something where like you throw bombs at the other person, just avoid the situation. Go away from there. Okay? Tell him I'll come after some time. The first thing you can do. Okay? Especially when you are very aggressive. I'm just bringing the most extreme situation. Okay? Like one teacher was there in 6th standard, computer, some basic computers he was teaching. Okay? So she just saw one student giggling and all. Okay? She took the duster, what duster we have now, took the duster and threw it. Name was Robin, I remember. Okay? The duster came and hit him, thud. He started to bleed here. Okay? Then, of course, he just went and band-aid was put. The next day his brother came, became a huge mess. Then the teacher, principal called the teacher, etc., etc. Okay? Anyway, especially those who are like very aggressive and all, when you encounter such situation, first you change the situation only. Run away from there or go away from there. Okay? Because to do this also little goodness is required. No? First you run away from there. Then best is you talk to a person, okay, who can give you a better picture. Okay? Because those people who are sufficiently in goodness, they can tap things from their own consciousness or from scriptures and then come to a better level of solution. Okay? But those people who are very aggressive, better they move away from that. Okay? Coming to the second part, how to develop forgiveness. One thing is we have to understand that it happens naturally as devotion grows. Okay? That was the next point I was planning to discuss. Prahlad Maharaj became like a sandalwood tree. Okay? He was like a sandalwood tree. Okay? Sandalwood tree, what happens? You take an axe. Okay? You take the axe and hit the axe on the sandalwood tree. Axe becomes fragrant over there. Axe becomes fragrant. Okay? So that is how devotion is. Devotion is very, very infectious. Okay? People came to Prabhupada. They came like, they thought they will be cheating Prabhupada as such. Okay? But they got cheated by Krishna, they became devotees. One fellow came to steal Prabhupada's watch as such. Okay? He became devotee over there. Okay? So this is how eventually it happens. Okay? When naturally we understand the glory of devotion. Okay? Basically we have to understand anybody who is coming in contact with Krishna is a very glorious person. Okay? It's a very rare thing in the whole material world that happens, that a person is coming closer to Krishna. It's a very rare thing and very precious thing. Okay? To the degree, see, how is it when a person is advancing in spiritual life, he understands it's very difficult to advance. He understands it is very difficult to advance. Okay? So he sees somebody else who's like an animal. Okay? Then he empathizes very strongly. Okay? That he's not able to advance. Because he knows how much it takes to advance over there. It takes the causeless mercy only. Okay? Causeless mercy comes through various ways. It comes through prasadam, it comes through association of devotees, it comes through studying scriptures, it comes through chanting of the holy names, it comes through going through dhams, going to yatras. A person does all of this, then he gets causeless mercy. Okay? With that also he understands there are still so many shortcomings in my own heart. When he realizes that, then for him to manifest forgiveness is not so difficult. Problem that happens is, that is why initially I told, Prahlad Maharaj as such was very, very concerned about his own realization and realization of others also. That is in the purport, if you remember, we read, he was simultaneously happy and unhappy, both. He was unhappy because everybody as such else was just absorbed in the material world. Okay? But he was happy in service to the Lord. Okay? The first part we have to ask, how much of devotion are we actually giving priority to in our own lives? Okay? Like how HG Keshava Prabhu morning he told, there is Namaprad, there is Namabhas and there is Shuddha Nam. Okay? To the degree we are situated in Namaprad, we just become materially very rich. Okay? Good way to make money. Okay? Chant holy names inappropriately, then you make good money over there. That is what happens with that. Okay? But when a person does Namabhas chanting, okay? Recently Ramada Priya Prabhu, he told a very nice point in relation to Namabhas chanting. He told, okay, a person who is situated in Namabhas chanting, he is very careful to take the holy names very properly. He takes great care in chanting very properly as such. He is not whimsical over there. Okay? His mind is going here and there and he just goes on with his mind and all. He doesn't do that. Okay? He takes a lot of care that, this holy name is very precious. I got it after a lot of endeavors in the material world. In the material world also it's very rare to get association of devotees. In the association, I am getting a chance to chant. So a lot of importance he chants. That is basically Namavas chanting. Okay? So to the degree we do Namavas chanting, to that degree forgiveness, all the secondary things and all manifest very fast. Okay? Problem that happens is holy name can penetrate and fully cure all diseases. But we get our mind and false ego in between over there. Okay? That is where all the conflict comes. Okay? If we are just able to do this one thing, that is to hear the holy name attentively, then these qualities manifesting and all is not so difficult. Okay? There is a Prabhupada said, 99% of spiritual advancement depends on this one thing, that is how we chant the holy names. Rest everything else, whatever we do, cleaning, taking prasadam, going to dham, going to yatra, deity worship, any number of things, scriptural study, all of that is just meant for this one thing, that is to chant properly. If we are able to do that, even accepting spiritual master and all of that, spiritual master is meant to come into our lives to teach us to chant properly. He is meant as a medium to take us closer to Krishna. Krishna means holy name only. Okay? So once we do that, then things are not at all difficult. It becomes very smooth, very easy for anybody. Okay? Yes, bro. Should I take questions or what should I do? No problem. I can take questions. Yes, bro. Mic दे दिया है तो समझ लेना.
Harisham Prabhuji, Prahlad Maharaj is not concerned about anything, just devotion to Supreme Lord, and he has no mixtures in his behavior and everything. But sometimes it happens that practically, when we go, in our life, so we are not able to manifest such thing because even our superiors tell that we should be we should earn money, we should go ahead and we should do this. So Prahlad Maharaj, and they equivalent it with the example of Arjuna. Yeah, like that. But you see, Prahlad Maharaj, he is not, he just fixed in devotion and Lord comes and protects. So how do we say that, means Arjuna and Prahlad, how are they linked together and how it applies in our life?
No, it is the same over there in the sense that Arjuna was asked to fight the war. That is what, that was what the devotion for him. Okay? Prahlad Maharaj was not asked to fight the war over there. Okay? At that point of time, for him to be in that situation of just remembering the Lord, that was what was his dharma, as told by the Lord. So in that sense, both are same. Externally, activity-wise, they seem different, but both are situated in the same consciousness over there. First part. Secondly, in our lives, how is it? In the material world, it's more like a contract. Okay? Like you are working to some degree, and the reciprocation is there in terms of salary and all of that. Okay? So you should commit with a sense of character, integrity, and everything to the level that person is reciprocating. Okay? When he goes beyond his boundaries, then you should go beyond your boundaries. Okay? If not, in general, devotee should not compromise on character, integrity, etc. etc. Okay? That is, Chanakya Pandit, he says, when the woodcutter enters the forest, he chooses those trees which are straight. Okay? And those trees which are crooked, he doesn't touch them much. The meaning of this is, when you deal with materialists, okay? If you are like two simpleton, there are two things. One is simple and one more is simpleton. Simpleton in the sense more like foolish. Okay? You just get cheated for anything and everything over there. Okay? If you are simpleton, then you are like that straight tree. You will be first chosen to cut. Okay? But shato shatim. Then if the other person as such is cunning, then you also have to become smart to guard your level of dharma. Prahlad Maharaj was sandalwood tree. We are, I don't know, maybe a neem tree or which tree. Okay? Point I am trying to say is, as I said, we are not expected to imitate him, but we are expected to meditate on him, first part. Secondly, we should reciprocate in such a way that first is at least we are safe, the other person is safe, first level. Second is, okay, we are safe and we help the other person come closer to Krishna. Okay? If we are able to do that, then we should do that. Okay? If we are not able to do that, at least be safe. Okay? That do your part and don't cheat others, don't get cheated by others. That is what you should do. Did I answer your question?
What is lacking in us that we are lacking the faith that Lord will protect us, Lord is everywhere. So even if someone comes to cheat me, I will not be affected everywhere. So what is lacking in us, how to merge? Because we are saying that we must show some duplicity or something so that
No,
we.
I'm not telling show duplicity.
No,
I'm
like
telling
that,
be smart.
Yeah, be smart so that other person cannot cheat us. But Prahlad Maharaj was like he was when he was not like that. He was very simple so Lord protected him. So why Lord will not protect us? In that?
We are not surrendered. We still have our reservations as such. We still doubt the Supreme Lord. His capabilities also we doubt. Okay? Maybe Krishna there mostly is there. Okay? Mostly is there for that matter. Okay? Although we wear kantimala, dhoti kurta and all of that, tilak also. Still we doubt as such. That is the main reason. If art is very simple, then Krishna is very, very simple as such. Clear, no? Don't equate simplicity to ignorance. Don't equate simplicity to ignorance. No, that is what I said. There is simple and there is simpleton. Simpleton, being simpleton is condemned. If somebody is very simple at heart, then Krishna reciprocates. Just like Prabhupada, he understood, okay, order of Guru is there and mission is there. So it's very simple. Okay, Krishna is all glorious. He can transform the whole world. Who am I? Let me just try going to America and do something. He just went. He was very simple. There was no complication. He didn't evaluate, okay, at 70, maybe I should get done MRI test or CT scan before I get onto the ship. Oh, no such calculations were. It got on over. That is simple. Understand? No? That is what was the foolishness of people who took up to Hindu Dharma and all during the time of Mughals and all of that. Okay? There what used to happen on the war front, okay? Like they used to get cows. Okay? And let's say one river body is there through which both armies are getting nourished. Okay? Water body is there. Okay? What these people will do, they'll kill the cow, throw that in the water body. Okay? And these people who are typical Hindu kind of people, who don't know the essence of scriptures, they used to think, a cow is thrown into the water, how we can drink the water? Then they start drinking water. Now you can't fight a war without drinking water. Okay? We can't go for book distribution also without without drinking water. You can imagine how to fight a war. No? Okay? So what they used to do, they used to fight the war without drinking water and all, they used to lose the war. You understand, no? So this is called simpleton. This is condemned. This is condemned. Some smartness is required. In this scenario, what you can do, you tell me. Let us say you are the king over there. What will you do? You understood what happens? They took the cow, killed the cow, put it in the water lake. Now you can't drink. What will you do? Okay, drink water, fight. That might be one option. What else? Huh? Okay, protect the cows. Cows are in their party. War is yet to start. Huh? Offer the river water to Krishna. Okay. Surrender to? Okay. I think first time you are coming to temple. No, yeah, okay. Yeah. Any other solution? Some smartness, some diplomacy is required. That is why Kshatriya's role is very important when it comes to propagating dharma. Yes, bro. Oh. Very simple. No. Whatever be it. They'll keep the cow there only. They'll kill the home. No, you take a pig, kill the pig, throw the pig over there. Now it is a fight of equals. You understand, no? You will also not drink, they'll also not drink. You understood? Didn't understand? They don't eat pigs. People who are extremists and all, they don't eat pigs. We don't eat cows, they don't eat pigs over there. So pig touches something, they consider it to be impure. Okay, we'll make it impure like that. This is called smartness. You understand, no? So, did I answer your question? No. So, shato shatyam. If the other person as such becomes cunning, then you have to be smart. At least safeguard yourself. You need not harm the other person, at least safeguard yourself. Okay? Of course, in the material world, let's say somebody is a grahastha, brahmachari, all these things are there. Okay? But how much are we absorbed in increasing the glories of the Lord? That is the question mark. Okay? If we are absorbed in that, then we are properly situated. Tadvira gayana mahamrata magna chitta. The chitta has to be magna in this consciousness. To the degree we chant properly, naturally it becomes directed like that. Then you need not have to tell somebody, no, do preaching and all. He automatically is doing that. Automatically doing that. Okay? Yes, any other question?
if one is absorbed in Lord's glories,
Huh.
then everything other thing will be taken care like that.
No, it is simultaneous. If you are absorbed in Lord's glories, preaching is natural for you. You will tend to do it over there. And to do that, whatever requirement, adjustment of the material world and all, that you'll do. Just fit things around it over there.
That we are very compassionate to new people. But when it comes to the people who are around us, we are not that much compassionate.
Yeah.
We don't forgive means small mistakes also.
Huh.
So why is it happening?
Why is it happening? How many of you agree with this? Okay. You have practiced devotional service. Others and all, you are yet to practice. Okay. That is what I said. We have to realize that it is a very rare thing, somebody getting Krishna consciousness. Okay. Very, very rare thing. Okay. It is very, very precious also. Okay. And such a person is very dear to the Lord also. Okay. Although whatever he might be doing things in a pure devotional manner or in a mixed devotional manner, whatever that be. Okay. But still he has come to Krishna. That itself is very, very precious thing that has happened. Okay. And if I value that, then Krishna will be very much more happy with me than me condemning this fellow and doing my sadhana or something separately over there. You understand, no? Well, let me some devotee is there who is bothering us, he is not letting us read proper books and all. Okay? Then if I deal with him in such a manner that we harshly deal with him and all, then we read our proper books and all, then Krishna, he'll just consider that. Okay? But if we deal with him in such a manner that his bhakti is also protected, my bhakti is also protected, then Krishna as such will be more pleased. That is why this is the highest quality, I told, no? They like the highest quality of the devotee. They like the barometer. How much has a person developed compassion and forgiveness in his heart towards everybody for that matter. Okay? And that is why how much we become devotees, we understand how much is it difficult for others to become devotees. Problem is we already not become devotees as of now. Okay? Once we understand, devotional service is very difficult. To even chant one round daily is like a very big thing to do. Okay? And somebody is doing that is very dear to Krishna. All of us know there was a time when we did one round daily. Okay? Correct, right? Was it easy? No. So somebody is doing 16 rounds daily. And we should understand. Bande mein kuch to dang hai. One round. Okay? So we should understand that. That is what is the difference between a glass and a diamond. Okay? Glass, you put the glass under pressure, glass breaks as such. Okay? But same thing, as such under pressure. Okay? It just hold on. It doesn't give up. Okay? The same thing as it transforms to diamond. Looks same. Externally looks same. But what is diamond, what is glass? Very different. Yes, Mataji? Can you give the mic? Think no hunger today, fasting. I think all devotees.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the wonderful session. Prabhuji, Prahlad Maharaj's bhakti did not flicker at all in spite of so many external situations. But in our case, many times, even if there is slightest problem in the external condition, our bhakti, it definitely affects our sadhana. So, like, how to remain unaffected? Any practical tips you can give to?
Yeah, I understood the question. Ato satta sadhu sangha bhajan kriya anartha nivritti nishta ruchi. That is how it goes. Okay? After nishta or at nishta, person becomes considerably stable. Okay? So the main thing that takes a person specifically from anartha nivritti or bhajan kriya to nishta, one is genuine encouragement from proper practitioners. Okay? Not just emotional encouragement. Okay? Not just emotional encouragement. There is a difference over there. Okay? So genuine encouragement from proper practitioners. This is the first thing. Okay? Second thing is our source of hearing. Okay? If you read this verse, Shrinvanti Gayanti Grinanti Abhikshasha in Queen Kunti section, there Prabhupada writes, the only reason why a person doesn't advance is his source of hearing is improper. Okay? So So if these two things are proper, source of hearing, and we associate with those people whom we feel very encouraged in spiritual life, and they are very thorough and substantial practitioners, okay, then the progress is very fast. Okay? Because there the clarity of thought process, the clarity of priorities, these things and all we get very fixed over there. Once the priorities are fixed, then after that the practice becomes very effective. Then the transformation is also very effective. Problem happens where we associate with wrong people, then our ideals become wrong, our priorities become wrong. Then it's like there was a story of Akbar Birbal. Okay? One fellow, okay, like you imagine the street here. Okay? Okay? So he lost his money on the other side, some coins. Okay? Then the street light was on this side. Okay? Only this side was lit. Okay? Then he was coming and searching over here. Okay? Then the Birbal came and asked, what are you searching over here? Okay? Then he said, I am searching for my money here. Okay? Then he asked him, where did you lose your money? He said, I lost my money on the other side. Okay? Then he asked him, why you are searching over here? He said, light is here, that is why I am searching over here. Okay? That is why we might be also surrounded by those people who are like that light only. There is no substance over there, but just because the light is there. Okay? In the sense they might be like very soft spoken and these kind of things, external things. Okay? So we consider that to be encouragement, which might not be the fact. So we should get encouragement from those people who are properly situated. These people will agree to give us correction, set our priorities right, tell us this is right, this is wrong. At this stage of your life you do this, at this stage of your life you do that. Okay? So they agree to go one step little more to tell that we need to do this for your devotional advancement. So such people we should associate, and our source of hearing should be proper. When these two things are in place, then advancement is guaranteed. Main problem happens with these two things. At least in our society, ISKCON, over the years, what I have realized is these are the two main problems. This is how practical, as much practical I can get. Okay. Any other questions also? Okay. Shall we recite prayers of Prahlad Maharaj? Okay. Somebody wants to take prasad and all. I think it's arranged for visitors. You might go ahead. We'll just recite prayers of Prahlad Maharaj.